some point in your life, you'll come across someone who'll inspire you. Someone who'll come along and change your view on the world and your view about life.
I think it can be difficult when we're younger to determine who has inspired us to do some of the things we do. Not because no one has tried to be an example, but maybe because up until we're adults and a little bit beyond that, we haven't exactly figured out who we are and what we want to become yet.
I started high school like most kids do. I had no idea who I was or who I wanted to be. I spent all the freshman year trying to be something that I wasn't. I was trying to fit in and be popular too.
The desire to fit in, to be cool enough to make those high school memories we hear our parents tell us about. High school can be some of the best times because you make new friends and relationships with people. You grow. It can also be some of the worst times because people can be rude, they can bully and be terrible, and rumors can swirl rampant all around you.
And Kraus had the most warm and welcoming environment.
I had a class next to Kraus during sophomore year. Every day I would walk past his door and I would look in and I would think to myself, how does anybody ever stay awake in that class with the lights off and it smelling like coffee? I would get drowsy just walking past it. And then when it was my turn to have his class, the first day I realized why.
I'd heard of this new teacher that was supposedly the best teacher anyone had ever had. But I had no idea what he was like, I didn't know what he looked like, didn't know where he came from. When I walked into his room, I was expecting a stereotypical English teacher.
Kraus walks in with his arms folded and a stern look on his face and says, "Okay, I like to run my class like a military. You have to be in your chair, phones off, and no food." And we were all just terrified, and I remember everyone just kind of sitting up a little straighter. And then he just said,
and then he just starts laughing and he says he's just playing around, and I was just so confused.
My favorite memory with Kraus is accidentally texting into Remind 101 a Wu-Tang lyric, and he actually responded with the next line.
He had freaking Tupac posters and hipster twinkly lights in his room.
classroom makes you feel at home, and it makes sure that you know that you're important and that everyone cares about you.
He's always said, the classroom is a community, you're safe here, you can be yourself here, do what you want.
Almost immediately, Kraus ensured the space is safe. I never had thought about a classroom being a safe environment before, but it soon made sense as to why he entitled it that.
I remember him making a very big deal about how his classroom was a safe environment and how we're a family in that classroom, and he emphasized that every day. We're a family, you're never alone in here, we're a family.
Up to me, and he just kind of leaned over to me in a really quiet way, and he was like, "Hey, if you're going through anything, just let you know, I'm always here for you if you ever need anything."
The only teachers to ever really believe in me and to ever think that I was right and to want to learn as much from me as I could learn from him.
He understands students and actually wants to be part of their lives. He doesn't just stand in the front of the classroom and yell at everyone.
He has a bond with all the kids that no other teacher at the school has.
It just says a lot about the fact that he can form bonds between students who have completely different opinions. And every day he made everyone know that they were loved and important.
It makes you feel like somebody really cares about you instead of the majority of teachers who just see you as a try-long assignment.
I wish we had more teachers like Kraus who cared about teaching and just the well-being of students. He actually cares about his students' lives, and he understands what it's like to go through high school.
The first things Kraus said to me was that everyone makes mistakes and you're human and not everything's going to go your way, and that things are going to happen, and that he understands if you can't get something done, but you always could just go up to him and just tell him what's going on, which honestly no other teacher has ever said.
It's a good feeling to know that your teacher actually looks forward to being with you every day.
Someone who inspires the people around them to embrace being themselves, to follow the path that is less followed.
No words I could say could accurately describe how good of a teacher Kraus is. No, he's not a good teacher. He's the best teacher. Best teacher I've ever had or ever will have. He changed the game when it comes to teaching.
Mr. Kraus is the most influential teacher I have ever had. He's also one of the only teachers that I can honestly say has impacted my life.
He inspires me to be a great example because he is one to me.
Kraus is a man who is almost undescribable. He's the kind of person that you can go to with anything that you have.
I definitely say that Kraus is one of the greatest examples in my life.
Kraus has been the most understanding and inspiring person I've honestly ever met.
I never wanted to leave that room. Kraus is one of those rare people in life who truly make you believe you can do anything. He is not only a teacher, but also a friend, role model, and a supporter in all my crazy dreams.
A friend, a teacher, a father, and a husband.
A teacher, a mentor, amazing lacrosse club leader, and a friend.
Kraus has always been like the homiest teacher at the school.
And Kraus is much more than a teacher to me, and if it was allowed, I'm pretty sure we would be best friends.
Kraus is a homie. Oh my gosh.
He has a backstory that he leaves you with that's very intriguing, that, I don't know, it just partakes in him being kind of a good teacher.
He always is upbeat and happy, and even though his life has been really rough, I really admire him for that.
This is why Mr. Kraus is such an amazing teacher. He doesn't just talk on and on about old books or force feed you vocabulary words. He presents knowledge in a relatable way that leaves you wanting to learn more. And when he teaches, every single person in that class learns.
Not only motivated those that were in his class, but inspired them to do great things and to be better people.
I'm so thankful for the things I've learned, not only from his lessons, but just from his example all around. He's taught me things that I know I couldn't have learned on my own, but that I'll value for the rest of my life. And
someone who teaches you to learn in a way that will benefit you and not the system.
Taught me that English and words could be seen as a form of art and expression, and that you could express emotions and so many things with just your words.
When you walk out of his classroom, you feel like you're not only grasping English better, but you feel like you're more prepared for life.
Kraus doesn't just teach about pieces of literature. One of the biggest benefits of being in his class is that you come out with a different mindset and a new perception of life.
He has a way of making kids just want to come to class.
I always try and make it to his class no matter what.
Even on my bad days, going into his first period just makes my day 10 times better. Just like going into an environment with students who are actually there to learn and want to expand their minds, and trying to think outside of the box and trying to create friendships with other students who might think differently than them.
Room 212 will always be a second home and a safe place for me to share what I think and like how I want to think.
A while ago, I was just having a very hard time, and in the middle of school, I felt like I was just gonna cry. I was just gonna break down and cry. And I remember thinking, what do I do? Where do I go? I don't know who to talk to about this. And then I just thought, I need to go home. And I didn't go to my house, but I went to Kraus's classroom because that's where my home is. And he was in there, and I sat down, and he could tell that something was wrong, and he just said, hey, like, what's up? And I just started crying, and he just listened to me, and then he helped me, and he helped me talk through it, and he made me feel so much better. And I think that's really unique. I don't think there are any other teachers that you can just go to like that. The relationship that he builds with his students is incredible. And when I heard that Kraus was leaving, I was very heartbroken, because who am I gonna go to when he's gone? And that just makes it really hard for me. But I know that he's going to do great things for other students, just like he did for me and for all of the students in this video. And I just want to say thank you, Kraus. We love you a lot.
Mr. Kraus, thank you.
Made an impression on a lot of people, and he will be missed. Thanks for inspiring me and many others. I'm sure you'll keep doing it everywhere you go.
I want to say thank you for caring about me as a student, caring about me as a person, and always wanting me to do something more with my life.
I'm so incredibly grateful for you, and thank you for believing in me.
I'm blessed to have him as probably the greatest teacher of my lifetime.
I remember him talking one time about how he doesn't think he deserves to have the capitalized first name because he hasn't done anything to deserve it. But guess what, Kraus? You're wrong. You've changed us and influenced us to do many great things in different ways. You deserve the capitalized K. He is the best teacher I've ever had. I just want to thank you for teaching me how to think for myself and not for others. and what other people want me to think.
Thank you for everything you've taught me and everything you've done for all of us.
He's just amazing, and I'm gonna miss him so much.
I'm so grateful for the lessons I have learned from such an amazing teacher, and these things I know will stick with me for the rest of my life. Thank you, Kraus.
Sad to see Kraus go. He's such a great teacher, and it's gonna be hard going through 12th grade English without him.
When I heard he was moving, I didn't know what to think, and I still really don't. But I know that whatever he does will be great. Thank you, Kraus, for changing so many students' lives, including my own. We all respect and appreciate you so much more than you can imagine.
Kraus has always supported us, so now it's our time to support him and support his decision to teach at Harriman.
I really will miss him. Hope he goes on to do great things as an educator and as an overall person. Harriman is getting a really good English teacher.
Once a Bengal, always a Bengal. Thank you for the best 2 years of high school. You have made a huge impact on my life and hundreds of others.
Go.
I only had one class with
Start over.
I only had one class with Kraus, but I absolutely loved his class. He's someone that completely loves his job and he loves teaching. He always had his coffee and he gave it to the students too, and I would always bring in my coffee stuff and I'd just be like, hey dude, I brought my coffee. But he's really smart and he's really good at his job, and his new job, the kids better treat him right, or us Brighton kids will be like, boom boom, let's beat you up. But yeah, I love his class, and he's a really cool dude. He completely is completely honest, and he doesn't beat around the bush, but he isn't honest in a brute way. He sees you for an actual person other than a student, and that's really cool.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Do you want to say thank you?
Thank you, Kraus. You're a cool dude.